And I had a
Excellent.
really, yeah, okay.
Jen, can you tell us this? So, question based on that experience, because you know that a lot of friends have been unfriended. A lot of family are at odds and don't. There's no more big Thanksgiving, right? As of since 2016,
Oh no.
and and so you know this is going on, and some persons swear they will never ever speak to others again.
Yeah.
But based on that experience, talk about reconciliation, because even if we conclude that these persons are racist by whatever theory, or I like Suzanne's suggestion, even if we look at it that they are not anti-racist and therefore they must be treated in a particular way, is there reconciliation possible, and what do we do the day after tomorrow?
I think, see, I guess my whole thing is I don't want to just like, oh, make excuses for them and just forgive everybody and everything's fine and forget about it, everything. No, we can't forget about everything. But what I don't want is for us to get so bitter and so angry that we fail to see where there might be an opportunity where we could influence this person, you know? I've seen it happen. I did it with my right-wing cousin. Um, I just don't want to be so filled with hate and anger myself that I give up. And yes, some of these people are hopeless. They certainly are deplorables, and I don't care if they get COVID and pass away. Sorry to say that, but I know it's terrible. Whatever. But
What happened with your dad's friends? Did it impact did his shift to the far right impact his relationship with them or family? And then did they come back around in the end?
what happened is his personality totally changed back. He became happy. He began whistling tunes. He started his different languages. He was, it was a blessing because the last couple of years of his life, we were buds, and he was just his old self and even better. And, you know, everybody kind of knew the way he was before, and so people kind of would overlook how he was, but people just started remarking like, wow, your dad's like really changed. Like he's really like happy, like nice again. And I'm like, yeah, he's not full of hate and anger, not addicted to the anger. And that's the thing. We have to be careful not to get addicted to that anger ourselves.
Perfect. Shorna, did you want to jump in on the reconciliation point?
Yeah, because I'm a big believer in opportunities for reconciliation and for healing, and for the humanization of certain issues. Because as a people, we live here, and we may not want to acknowledge it, but we are more similar and alike than we are different. And in that whole process of understanding, we speak about that aspect of empathy, but preceding empathy must come understanding, and having conversations and listening circles to truly get to that place to understand why someone did a particular thing, to understand their context, to understand what drove them to do it, so that we have a better knowledge of how to interact with them and to truly express, and manifest processes of healing and liberation. Because people are bound by all different issues that they have been struggling with throughout their lives. And a lot of times, if we look, if we go back to a Freudian theory, is that when something happens to a child at a certain point in his or her life, that incident remains while that person may go into an adult and they may manifest certain types of behaviors and certain things, there comes a time when one thing may trigger that person to go back into that particular place. So there's always something that drives someone to do a particular thing. And mental conditioning may be one of the things used to trigger something that occur in a lot of people who change behaviors from one way to the other. There may be internal factors, external factors that people are not aware of. We may see someone very happy and so forth and label them as that good person. But within that good person, they are fighting so many inner demons, as I call them, that are not manifested until, you know, as I say, that aspect of the Johari windows emerges. You know, so for me, it is always critical for us to look at that aspect of healing, that aspect of reconciliation, that aspect of connecting with the humanity in the other person that is across the room, that aspect of truly understanding and creating opportunities to understand and to heal together as a people. Because if we don't heal together, then we will be destroyed together. You know, so those are some of my thoughts concerning that, those aspects of reconciliation, because it's critical for us to first have that reconciliation with our own internal self, because if we are conflicted within ourselves, we will be in conflict with everybody else around us. So to have that inner healing and reconciliation, and then that will be manifested outwardly. But in closing, what I would also like to say, reconciliation does not mean not holding people accountable and responsible, and reconciliation does not mean that consequences are not attached to people's actions. But what it means is that there is a pathway that is created so that healing can take place.
Right.
Jermaine, you're muted.
Sorry, Jen, you wanted to add to that?
I just want to say that